Okay, I am going to make Hungarian mushy potatoes, which are very healthy, full of carbohydrates and vitamins, and full of flavor. They're very flavorful and maybe too flavorful for some, but as we get older, our taste buds and sense of smell decrease, so we need more flavor. At least that's what I found. And I've always liked flavor, I guess being my ancestry into flavor. And so here are the ingredients for the mushy potatoes, Hungarian mushy potatoes. And again, you can use less flavor if you want, but I like lots of flavor, including lots of parsley. And so here we go. First one is onions, and make sure you have a wooden spoon and a knife to cut the ingredients. There is garlic powder, pepper, ground black pepper, and I like to add some parsley flakes as well. A nice pot that we will fry up the onions first, and then add the parsley and add the potatoes with extra virgin olive oil, which is right there, and then a big bag of parsley. That's 3 bunches of parsley bought at a local store, fresh, and I like the Italian parsley. It's called, in this store, was called flat parsley for some reason. I guess it's flat, it's not curly. And then here's the potatoes, and I found these nice, clean, new growth potatoes. They're local, and so those will do nicely. I won't have to skin them, just cut them up and put them in with the rest of the ingredients. So those are the ingredients for the Hungarian mushy potatoes, and I will continue in a moment. Okay, I put the vegetables in the sink, ran cold water in, filled it up, and I will soak them in the sink to remove any, or hopefully some of the pesticides. The onions are in there to cool them off so I don't start crying when I cut them. The potatoes, I will slice those. The onions, I will slice those and then dice them and put them in the pot. And then here I have 3 bunches, because I like lots of Italian parsley. Or again, I don't know why, but in this store they called it flat parsley as opposed to curly parsley. But they used to call it Italian parsley, but I guess they're getting away from naming things like that. Okay, for some reason. Okay. Anyway, a little bit confusing, changing all the names, but here it is. Okay, onions under cold water to keep the vapors down so they don't get in my eyes and make me cry when I'm cutting and dicing them. Thank you. Okay, I just diced, that's 1 onion. I'm going to put in 5 more, I believe. But I like lots of onion. It adds a lot of flavor and is one of the main ingredients other than potato. Got my wooden spoon to stir it up so I don't scratch the non-stick surface, and also to keep toxins out of there. It has been sterilized in the dishwasher, and we will start sauteing, I guess is the proper word for these onions, and the extra virgin olive oil is in there, probably half a cup, and everything I just do by estimate, having done this many hundreds of times. Okay, it's starting to boil now. That's good. Okay, here's the slice and dice onion, and you may say, wow, that's a huge amount, but it fills up half the pot right now. But this will boil down into a small amount on the bottom and adds a lot of flavor. That's how I slice and dice mine. Make slices and then cut through the slices because they're concentric rings. They end up being small pieces with fairly few cuts. Anyway, that's just starting to boil. That will boil down and there'll be very little volume left at the end. Okay, I've chopped up my parsley and added it, and again, you may think, oh, that's a huge amount, it fills up the whole pot, but when that boils down or sautés down, there would be very small percentage of it left on the bottom, and then I can add my potatoes and my other ingredients. So right now, just simmer it, let it boil down, it'll lose its volume. And so that's 3 bunches of flat or Italian parsley that has been chopped up. Again, it will all get soft, so I put the stems and everything in, and after an hour or 2 it will be really nice and soft and flavorful and delicious and nutritious. Look at all that vitamin C. Okay, thank you. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes and you can see it's about half of the volume it was when I started, so it's simmering down nicely. I like to get the onions to turn brown and they will greatly lose their size. I've got the wooden spoon, and in between I'm covering it with a lid to increase the temperature, and there we go, starting to smell good. In the meantime, I've got my potatoes soaking. This is the 3rd soak in water. I will be soaking them for at least 45 minutes while the sauteed mixture is cooking there, and this is removing, after 3 water baths, theoretically 99% of the surface toxins and dirt, and I'm scrubbing them in between as well, so it'll only be toxins that were actually grown with the potatoes that will be inside. Hopefully they were organic and pesticide free as advertised. These will be chopped into thin slices and added as soon as the mixture is to my liking, that is, the onions have turned brown. Okay, and then I will be adding the other spices. I will show you that as well. Thank you. Okay, I've sliced the potatoes, put them in this pan just to separate them until I'm ready to add them to the mixture that's in the pot. The brown spots have been removed. I found that the brown spots often are mold growth and causing the potato to go bad, and you don't want to eat mold as they can be potentially toxic. And my onion and parsley mixture with the EVOO, the extra virgin olive oil, is sauteing right now until it decreases in volume and turns brown, and then I will add the rest of the spices and the potatoes. Again, I triple soak the potatoes for approximately 45 minutes and scrub them 3 times, and then slice them such as this so that they cook faster and soften, and removed all the brown, potentially moldy spots. So anyway, that brings us up to date, and I will show you the next step in a moment. Okay, here's my mixture simmering, sauteing, and as you can see, it's producing moisture, so I don't have to add any extra moisture. All the vegetables have a lot of moisture in them. and this will cook down. The volume of the mixture here is cooked down by approximately 3/4 already. And now I will add my other spices. Here's garlic powder. Notice there's no salt in this, so it's healthier. And this is garlic powder, not salt. And we'll add some of that. And then this is ground black pepper right there. Ground black pepper. So I like a lot of pepper. There's a lot of pepper. Okay. And the other thing, even though it's got a lot of parsley, I like to add some dried parsley flakes. Let me show you there. Dried parsley flakes. So here, let's add some more, a few more. Alright. Parsley is very healthy and good for you. No fat, no salt. So anyway, there she's cooking away. I'll stir it up. Sorry, I'm right-handed. I'm trying to stir with my left hand, but okay, let me stir it up and get back to you. Okay, I've stirred those other spices in, and to make it even more authentically Hungarian at this present time, I'm going to add some Hungarian sweet paprika. And this is basically coloring. They add a little Hungarian flavor. But here we go. I like a lot. There we go. And it'll turn it a little red. The other thing you can do if you want it authentically and very spicily Hungarian is add hot paprika. So this is basically like what we used to call cayenne pepper, but this is Hungarian hot paprika pepper, and I will add a little bit. There we go. Not too much, because I've already put a lot of pepper in this, so now I will stir this up again. Okay, the volume of my mixture is down by about 80% decrease, so now there's lots of room to add the potatoes, and so I will now start adding my potato slices to the pot. I will fill up the pot with potato slices. And again, I will fill up the pot. It will have a high volume, but this will also cook down, and the moisture will come out of the potatoes into the mixture and decrease volume. So you're not going to end up with a whole pot unless you kept adding ingredients. Okay, I've filled up my pot with sliced golden new potatoes. Fresh from the local market, and these will be delicious. They've been triple scrubbed and triple soaked for 45 minutes, or you could do it longer if you want. Brown moldy areas have been cut out, which a lot of potatoes have those. These were exceptionally clean. I only had to cut out a few, but that's because they were new and haven't been stored for a long time. Okay, now this will simmer for at least an hour, and I'll show you what happens to it. Okay, it's been cooking for about 10-15 minutes with the potatoes in. You can see the volume is decreasing. The lid fits on nicely now. And the onions and parsley has been caramelized after sauteing it for approximately 45 minutes. Then I've added the potatoes, and they'll have to cook for approximately another hour, and then it should be ready to eat. Now again, there's a huge amount of parsley in here. Parsley has high levels of vitamin C, folic acid, vitamin K, Yeah, it's also a mild diuretic. It's got many antioxidants in it, which have been reported by some to help prevent cancer. There's anti-inflammatory agents in it that can decrease pain of osteoarthritis, for example. And I would make one caution, is that the high amount of vitamin K in parsley should limit people who are on Coumadin from eating too much of this, or maybe just very small amounts, because the vitamin K could interfere with the Coumadin and the clotting properties of the Coumadin medication. So probably best to avoid this if you are on Coumadin, or you have blood clots or that kind of a problem. Okay, the mild diuretic supposedly helps your heart and your blood vessels, and can even, according to some, lower your blood pressure. Now again, there's no salt in this, so it's heart healthy. There is some extra virgin olive oil in, which is mainly diluted by this, but there is some fat in this, but it is good fat. So extra virgin olive oil. The other thing about the vitamins is that I don't know how many and how much of the vitamins are left, because this is cooked for a fair period of time. If you're trying to get more vitamins out of the parsley, then you should probably try eating it raw after washing it very well. Make sure there's no bacteria, parasites, viruses, etc. on it. The cooking will eliminate all those bacteria, parasites, viruses, and other pathogens, especially for this length of time. Now, this will cook down to probably half of this amount, so we'll have half a pot of Hungarian mushy potatoes. And these will be a little spicy, because I've added the hot spicy paprika and cayenne, but you don't have to add those, and I would recommend the first time do not put any of that in. You could add plain paprika. Anyway, looking at this, I can barely notice any color change, even though I thought I added quite a bit. But anyway, at least it's traditional with Hungarian paprika added. So anyway, the health benefits, hopefully I've outlined some of those for you, and if you have any other questions, you can look them up online. Health benefits of parsley. There are other health benefits of onions as well. Potatoes do have vitamins as well, but again, this is long cooking process, which is going to reduce some of those vitamin levels. But there will still be vitamins, and it will still taste delicious, and will still make an amazing meal. So Hungarian Mushy Potatoes by Dr. Gary Joseph Ordog, and I will return in a minute. Okay, they've been stewing here for at least half an hour, and then 45 minutes with the onions and parsley mixture. Added the potatoes, and the potatoes are starting to get a little mushy, but they're still in slices, so it's starting to smell good, looks good. You can see the caramelization on the onions. Now onions are good for you too, loaded with vitamin C, folate, minerals, naturally low salt and fat, and a lot of immune booster properties, antioxidants, and generally healthful for you. Again, check with your doctor if you can eat lots of onions. There are definitely lots of onions in this meal. Lots of parsley as well. So those on Coumadin should probably not eat too much of this. Again, with the vitamins, it has been boiled for a long period of time, so the vitamin levels obviously have decreased, and it would be better to have the fresh parsley, for example, fresh onions, to get the full vitamin and mineral components out of it. But anyway, this is a cooked meal, the Hungarian mushy potatoes. This is a long history, family history recipe passed down through the family, my Hungarian side, taught to me by my dad who used to cook them, and is very delicious, very unusual, and I believe a traditional Hungarian type recipe. Now, I've never actually been to Hungary, but my relatives are Hungarian, and so I've learned that from them. Okay, this will keep stewing for, let's say, another 20 minutes, and they should be ready. Those flat pieces should start getting mushy, and then it'll end up just being a big mushy mess. Okay. I will show you again in about 20 minutes. Okay, it's lunchtime. I got hungry, so I couldn't wait. So I'm a little bit early on these Hungarian mushy potatoes, but here's my first plate, and I'm continuing to cook them until they all get mushy. But anyway, these are delicious, nutritious, healthful. Again, no salt, no sugar, only the calories and starches from the potatoes, a little bit from the onion and parsley, but naturally healthful. The only fat is extra virgin olive oil, which is good fat. There's no other fat in this. And again, no salt, so good for the salt-free diet. And lots of vitamins and minerals, hopefully not cooked out too much, but there were plenty to begin with, and so there should be lots left. So I'm going to enjoy my first bite of Hungarian mushy potatoes, and I will let you know.